Okay, children, continuing with the same topic. Now we have discussed about bile. Now let us see that what role is played by this pancreatic juice in the duodenum. Now, pancreatic juice means the secretions of the glandular cells of pancreas. So, as you know that pancreas is whitish gland, it is located. You get the location. So, where is the location? You will write behind the stomach. Pancreatic duct opens in the duodenum by an aperture which is common to that of bile duct. Now, there are three kinds of enzymes in pancreatic juice. Please learn these: amylopsin, trypsin, stiepsin. Something if you remember with the name of amylopsin, also known as pancreatic amylase. We have discussed that amylase enzyme was present in the saliva, was secreted by the saliva. Here if you remember that in the mouth, when saliva acts upon the food, saliva contains an enzyme. We call it ptyalin or salivary amylase, and we have discussed in the last videos that then amylase converts starch into maltose. So here, now you know that in mouth food remains for very less time. So all of the starch cannot be converted in the mouth itself. So whatever is the remaining starch which comes in the duodenum, now it will be further broken down by pancreatic amylase of the pancreas. And this digests the leftover starch into maltose. Second is trypsin. Now before telling you about trypsin, I would like to remind you what we have discussed in stomach. In stomach, we have discussed that there were enzymes pepsin, renin, which convert the protein into peptides. Okay, and we have also discussed that these enzymes, they are never secreted directly in active form. They are secreted in inactive form. First, they have to be converted into active form. So in the same way, after pepsin, after renin, then the next enzyme which is going to act upon proteins is trypsin. So trypsin is also which will cause the breakdown of the proteins. So this will also be not secreted directly. First, it is secreted as inactive form. We call it trypsinogen. And trypsinogen will be converted into active trypsin by an enzyme called enterokinase. This enterokinase is already secreted or present in the, or you can say secreted by the walls of the duodenum. So trypsin is first secreted as inactive trypsinogen, which is activated to trypsin by an enzyme enterokinase. And then this enterokinase will make it active, and then this active trypsin will now convert the proteins and the peptides which are already formed in the stomach into further smaller peptides and amino acids. The third one is stiepsin. Stiepsin, it will act upon the fats. We have discussed just now that fats, they cause the breakdown of the large fat molecules into the emulsification. They cause emulsification and then they get converted into smaller molecules. Now these smaller fat molecules will be converted or broken down by these stiepsin into fatty acids and glycerol. Now children, I hope you all know, and if you don't know, then let me remind you the general how the food is digested and into what part these nutrients get broken down into. In the previous chapter we have discussed, suppose this is carbohydrates. Carbohydrates, we have discussed that they are of three types: polysaccharides, disaccharides and monosaccharides. We discussed this in the chapter of nutrition. So once again I would like to remind you, the carbohydrates, they first get broken down into disaccharides such as, for example, maltose. Then further it will be broken down into monosaccharide, means simplest of molecules made up of only one molecule, for example glucose and galactose. Let us say just one example to remind you. This is now monosaccharide. So first in the mouth, the name of the enzyme was amylase, which is present in the mouth and secreted by saliva. Then half of the digestion is there only, so maltose is secreted. Now further this maltose has to be broken down into glucose. So this simplest of molecule will be formed after the digestion means when it will be completed in the small intestine. Okay, then proteins, we also take proteins which are very complex. So proteins, their bonds will be broken down. First, they will get converted into peptides. This conversion of proteins into peptides takes place in stomach. In stomach, we have read two enzymes, pepsin and renin. And further, these peptides or the leftover proteins will be further broken down into peptides by the enzyme which is present in duodenum. Just now we have read trypsin. Okay, and these peptides will be finally, the bonds will be further broken, and the simplest of molecules of which the proteins are made of, these are the amino acids. So ultimately they have to be broken down into amino acids. This will be completed in small intestine. Then the last one is fats. So as I told you, fats, first what will happen? First the process will be emulsification. So during emulsification, fats will be broken down into smaller, or you can say the simpler molecules, and then they will be further acted upon. Just now you have read which enzyme? Stiepsin. Stiepsin, which is present in duodenum, and it will cause the breakdown of fats will be into, we say, fatty acids, or you can say that fats are made up of fatty acids and glycerol. So ultimately, when you are talking about digestion, so means we are causing the breakdown of these complex molecules, but actually this is not a simple one-step process. So first of all, some digestion will take place. For example, if we talk about carbohydrates, there is no digestion in stomach, only in the mouth, and then in the duodenum, and finally in the small intestine. Proteins, no digestion in the mouth, nothing, because amylase does not convert these things. Then first the digestion will start in stomach, then further in duodenum, then ultimately it will be completed in the last part of the small intestine, that is ileum. We will discuss now. If we talk about fats, so fats will be first emulsified. They will be broken down into smaller particles. This will be done by bile juice, and after that, that small fat molecules will be converted into fatty acids and glycerol, partly in duodenum with the help of stiepsin, and ultimately in the smaller intestine. So we are talking about this purpose actually. So here we have discussed about the enzymes of the duodenum. Now next is intestinal juice. So after duodenum, food will enter jejunum and ileum. So the cells of jejunum and ileum, they also secrete the secretions, and together we call the secretion as intestinal juice. Like in stomach we said gastric juice, in duodenum we said pancreatic juice, and here we will say intestinal juice. So intestinal juice contains these 5 enzymes. There are so many enzymes, but you have to learn only those which are given in your book. So in small intestine, there will be final process of digestion. So already proteins have become peptides. Now these peptides will be broken down into amino acids. And the names of the enzymes you have to learn, that is epipsin or peptidase. Now we got maltose in duodenum. So maltose further will change into glucose, and the enzyme's name is maltase. Sucrose will get converted into glucose and fructose in the presence of enzyme sucrase. Lactose, which is milk sugar, will get converted into glucose and galactose, and the enzyme's name will be lactase. And emulsified fats, if something is left, that leftover emulsified fats will be converted into fatty acids and glycerol by lipase. So for fats we have lipase, and in duodenum you have read there was stiepsin. So this whole summary is also given in this table, and if you want to study from here, this also can be helpful for you. Otherwise you will have to learn the names. This can come as the part of reactions. They will write this part and make a question mark so that you have to complete the equations. So here finally what we have got, we got amino acids in small intestine. So digestion is over. Proteins ultimately got broken down into amino acids. Sugars, they ultimately will broke down into glucose, or fructose, galactose. All are monosaccharides, simplest of molecules. And now ultimately fats, they have got broken down into fatty acids and glycerol. So in intestine, till here digestion is over. Now we will discuss that how it is absorbed. So in the small intestine, digestion as well as absorption both are completed in the small intestine, absorption of food. Now in the next video we will talk about absorption. Thank you.